I am. Second owner. It's a 54 Commander Starliner.
That was our lives.
Well, it was a Shelby GT350 that broke $500,000.
Wayne Carini, the legendary car expert, found himself at the center of a shocking lawsuit that no one saw coming. Fans were left stunned as allegations swirled about a high-stakes deal gone terribly wrong. What really happened behind closed doors? And did Wayne know more than he admitted? Let's uncover the truth. Wayne Carini has spent decades building a legacy in the classic car industry. From his hit TV show Chasing Classic Cars to his personal businesses, F40 Motorsports and Carini Car Care, he became a trusted name among collectors and enthusiasts. His expertise in restoring vintage automobiles and tracking down rare gems made him a fan favorite. But while television painted a picture of flawless restorations and seamless business deals, things weren't always that simple behind the scenes. In a shocking turn of events, Wayne found himself caught in a legal dispute that left both his business and reputation under scrutiny. At the center of the controversy was a 1934 Pierce Arrow Coupe, a vintage car with historical value. What started as a routine deal escalated into a legal battle that dragged on for years. Wayne insisted he had done everything by the book, but the case revealed a tangled web of transactions, missing paperwork, and frustrated buyers. So how did a seasoned professional like Wayne get pulled into a lawsuit? Was it a simple misunderstanding, or was something more complicated at play? To understand what happened, we need to go back to where it all began, with a man named Robert Richmond. In 2010, Australian antique car collector Robert Richmond set his sights on a rare classic, the 1934 Pierce Arrow Coupe. Finding such a gem wasn't easy, and since he was based in Australia, he needed someone in the US to help inspect, purchase, and ship the car. Richmond turned to Gary Dixon, a car restorer and business acquaintance, to handle the transaction. The plan was simple. Gary would verify the car's condition, buy it on Richmond's behalf, restore it, and arrange for its shipment to Australia. Richmond, confident in his choice, transferred $98,000 to seal the deal. He expected the car to be in his possession within weeks, but weeks turned into months, and months into years, yet no car arrived. Communication between Richmond and Gary started breaking down. Excuses piled up, and soon Gary stopped responding altogether. Richmond grew suspicious, but at the time, he had no idea that the situation would take an unexpected turn. Unbeknownst to him, the Pierce Arrow Coupe was still in Gary's possession, and what happened next would set off a chain of events that eventually dragged Wayne Carini into the picture. By 2016, 6 years had passed since Richmond had paid for the car. Meanwhile, Gary Dixon was facing serious financial struggles and ultimately filed for bankruptcy. Instead of returning the car to Richmond, he made a controversial move. He sold the vehicle without permission. Gary struck a deal with Going Motors, Inc., a company that specialized in vintage automobiles. They took the car and in turn reached out to none other than Wayne Carini for an appraisal. At the time, Wayne had no idea about the ongoing dispute between Gary and Richmond. Seeing an opportunity, he estimated the car's value to be between $100,000 and $120,000. Wayne saw potential profit in the deal and decided to buy the car for $110,000. He believed everything was legitimate. The title was provided, and all documents seemed in order. With the purchase finalized, Wayne continued business as usual, but he had unknowingly stepped into a legal mess. The original owner, Richmond, was still searching for his missing car, and when he finally tracked it down, Wayne found himself caught in the middle of an unexpected legal dispute. Not long after acquiring the Pierce Arrow Coupe, Wayne was approached by RM Auctions, Inc., a prestigious auction house. They were eager to feature the car in an upcoming auction, and Wayne, sensing an opportunity, set a high asking price of $250,000. He figured the steep price might discourage interest, allowing him to hold onto the car a little longer. But to his surprise, RM Auctions accepted the offer immediately. Wayne completed the sale, and RM Auctions later flipped the car for $275,000, making a quick $25,000 profit. At this point, the car had changed hands multiple times, and its value had skyrocketed. But the problem? Richmond still had no idea where his car was. It wasn't until he saw the car listed in an RM Auctions catalog that he realized what had happened. Richmond was stunned. The car he had paid for years ago had been sold multiple times without his knowledge. Determined to get justice, he started tracking down everyone involved in the transactions, leading directly to Wayne Carini and F40 Motorsports. In 2018, Richmond took legal action. He filed a lawsuit against Wayne Carini, F40 Motorsports, Going Motors, and others involved in the sale, demanding the return of his car. The case brought unwanted attention to Wayne's business. Richmond's argument was straightforward. He had paid for the car, never received it, and it was sold without his consent. On the other hand, Wayne insisted he had no prior knowledge of the dispute. To him, it was just another transaction in the world of classic cars. As the lawsuit progressed, the court scrutinized every detail, from Gary's unauthorized sale to Wayne's purchase and final resale to RM auctions. The question was simple: who legally owned the Pierce Arrow coupe? For 2 years, the case dragged on, placing Wayne in an uncomfortable spotlight. Then, in June 2020, the final ruling came in, a decision that would settle the matter once and for all. After reviewing the evidence, the judge ruled in favor of Richmond. The court declared that he was the rightful owner of the car, as it had been sold without his approval. Furthermore, Gary Dixon was found guilty of acting in bad faith, having misrepresented ownership of the vehicle before selling it. As for Wayne and the other parties involved, the court determined that they acted in good faith, unaware of the ongoing dispute. However, they were ordered to refund the last buyer, including restoration costs. Although Wayne was legally cleared of wrongdoing, his reputation took a hit. The case painted a picture of how easily the classic car industry could spiral into legal disputes if due diligence wasn't exercised. This wasn't the first time Wayne's business faced controversy. Back in 2011, he was also sued over a Lamborghini deal that didn't go as promised. While the Pierce Arrow lawsuit was the biggest legal challenge Wayne Carini faced, it wasn't the first time his business practices had been questioned. Back in 2011, Wayne's company, F40 Motorsports, became the subject of a heated dispute over a 2007 Lamborghini Gallardo. At first glance, it seemed like a routine high-end sale, but the deal quickly turned sour when the buyer realized that something important was missing. The Lamborghini was advertised as including a luxury luggage package, a premium add-on valued at $88,000. This wasn't just any set of luggage, it was custom-made to match the car's interior, making it a highly desirable feature for collectors. The buyer, known as Joe 322D in online car forums, had no reason to question the listing. He trusted Wayne's reputation and went ahead with the purchase, expecting the luxury package to be included. But when the car arrived, the luggage was nowhere to be found. Confused, the buyer immediately reached out to F40 Motorsports for an explanation. At first, Wayne's team reassured him that the issue would be resolved quickly, but days turned into weeks, and then months, and still no luggage. Emails and phone calls were met with silence. The buyer grew increasingly frustrated, wondering if he had been misled. To make matters worse, when he pushed for answers, Wayne himself stopped responding. At this point, the situation had escalated from a simple misunderstanding to a full-blown legal dispute. After several ignored messages and broken promises, the buyer had no choice but to file a lawsuit against F40 Motorsports. Once the lawsuit was officially served, something unexpected happened. Wayne finally responded. In a sudden turn of events, the missing luxury package was discovered and shipped to the buyer via FedEx. Even more shocking, the package also included the car's spare key, which the dealership had initially refused to hand over. For the buyer, this raised even more questions. Why had it taken a legal threat to get a simple issue resolved? While the lawsuit was eventually settled out of court, it left a stain on Wayne's otherwise respected business. Some customers started questioning, was this just a one-time mistake, or was there a pattern of unresolved disputes? Wayne Carini has spent his entire career building trust in the classic car industry. His name became synonymous with quality restorations, rare finds, and a deep passion for automobiles. But as we've seen, even the most respected figures in the business aren't immune to controversy. The lawsuits surrounding the Pierce Arrow coupe and the Lamborghini Gallardo left many people questioning the way high-value car transactions are handled. While Wayne was cleared of wrongdoing in the Pierce Arrow case, the incident damaged his reputation. The classic car world is built on trust, and even an unintentional misstep can lead to serious consequences. Let's continue the conversation in the comments, and if you love classic cars, rare finds, and shocking industry secrets, be sure to check out our next video. You won't want to miss it.